Let's see how this boy makes over $10,000 a day. He carefully scratched the date off his checks, secretly changed the numbers to today, and soaked a lot of model airplanes in the tub, waiting for them to soften. He used tweezers to remove the airline logos and stick it on the forged check. Then they confidently went to the bank to cash them.
Excuse me. I'm sure you hear this all the time, but you have the most beautiful eyes I have ever seen.
And finally, with a few words and a handsome face to distract women, he made his first pot of money, and then it all went downhill from there. In just 3 years, he swindled banks out of $4 million. He was known as the most legendary con man in America, but forging checks was just his most common tactic. He also posed as a pilot and traveled around 26 countries on free airplanes. Posing as a doctor, he ended up as a department head, in charge of 6 interns and 20 nurses. He even posed as a commissioner of the U.S. Secret Service, made a fool out of the federal agents who were after him, and he was 16 years old. And here's the kicker. This is a true story. Frank started out as a transfer student. On his first day of school, he was bullied by a school bully. When he got to class, he was taunted for dressing like a teacher, so he had an idea. He turned around and wrote his name on the board.
Quiet down, people. My name is Mr. Abagnale. That's Abagnale, not Abagnale, not Abagnale, but Abagnale. Take your seats.
The students were so impressed by his voice. Then Frank dragged the school bully to the podium and made him read his French textbook aloud in public. His poor pronunciation brought laughter. Then the real substitute teacher arrived, and once again, Frank plays his part and told the lady straight out that he had been substituting here, waiting for the principal to find out about it. Frank has been teaching French for a week and even had a parent-teacher conference yesterday, to which his mother was speechless. Being French, she taught Frank French as a child, yet her son teases his classmates. On the contrary, his father and Frank laughed together because his son's deception was inherited from him. One day, not long afterward, his father's company was caught in tax fraud. Even when Frank Sr. sold his limousine, the family moved from the big house into an apartment. They still couldn't close the gaping hole. To get the company back on its feet, the father decided to take Frank to the bank for a loan. Before doing so, they went to a clothing store. His son needed to rent a suit to dress up, but the shopkeeper refused, saying he had no rental business. So the father did his best trick.
Is this yours? Must have slipped right off your neck.